On October 1st, 1960, Nigeria celebrated independence, becoming the first British colony in Africa to break free after Ghana and the largest black nation in the world to claim sovereignty. The country has been known for its beauty and culture, called the Giant of Africa. Throughout Nigerian history, many leaders have met dangerous and tragic ends due to unstable politics and unhealthy rivalry. Most of the founding fathers of Nigerian independence became victims of assassination in brutal ways after finding themselves caught in covert plots, military coups, and deadly conspiracies. These betrayals chained the events that turned political rivalry into mass bloodshed. In this edition of Dark Stories, we expose the shocking truth behind the deaths of 5 Nigerian founding fathers who were assassinated in the most brutal ways. We will also share with you recorded eyewitness accounts and previously overlooked confessions buried for decades, which still haunt the country today. Watch to the end, because this video will reveal the shocking truth behind their chilling killers. And wait until you see number 1. The killers will shock you the most. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more dark stories buried within African political history. At number 5, we have Major General Johnson Aguiyi Ironsi. Ironsi was Nigeria's first military head of state. His rule came during one of the most turbulent periods in Nigerian history. He was born in 1924 in Umuahia, present-day Abia State. He joined the Nigerian army in 1942 at the age of 18, eventually becoming one of the few Nigerians to rise through the British-commanded army before independence. By 1965, he had become the General Officer Commanding, GOC, of the Nigerian Army, the first Nigerian to hold that position. After the January 15, 1966 coup, in which several army majors and politicians were assassinated, Ironsi came to power. He introduced Decree No. 34. His aim was to end ethnic politics and corruption by centralizing authority. The January 1966 coup was led mostly by Igbo officers, and its victims were predominantly northern and western leaders. Although Ironsi wasn't part of the coup, many northerners suspected he sympathized with it because he failed to punish the coup plotters harshly. Many northern soldiers and civilians saw him as protecting the January coup plotters. On July 29, 1966, just 6 months into his rule, he was overthrown in a counter-coup led by Major Murtala Muhammad, Lieutenant Colonel Theophilus Danjuma, and other junior northern officers who accused him of bias and betrayal. He was captured and killed in Ibadan. In interviews, Danjuma, often described as being involved in the arrest and assassination of Ironsi, has avoided direct admission of any personal act of violence during the counter-coup. He is still alive today, in his 80s, a living witness to one of Nigeria's bloodiest coups. Number 4. Samuel Ladake Akintola. Samuel Akintola, the premier of Western Nigeria, was assassinated during Nigeria's first military coup. Born in Ogbomosho in 1910, Akintola rose to become premier of the Western region in 1960, replacing Obafemi Awolowo, who was jailed for treason in 1963. He was professionally trained as a teacher and lawyer before entering politics. According to reports, Captain Emmanuel Nwobosi, a key figure in the coup, led the mutineers to Akintola's residence in Ibadan. Upon arrival, Akintola reportedly resisted arrest, leading to a gun battle in which he was fatally shot. Fani Kayode, whose house was first attacked, witnessed the events and later recounted being taken by the mutineers to Akintola's home, where Akintola was murdered. Captain Emmanuel was arrested after the coup failed. He was detained alongside other conspirators such as Major Chukwuma Nziogu and Major Adewale Ademoyaga. He was eventually released in the late 1960s. He later joined the Biafran armed forces during the Nigerian Civil War, where he served under Chukwuemeka Ojukwu. Captain Emmanuel died in 2020 after living for decades with the weight of history on his shoulders. At number 3, we have Festus Okotaye Ebo. Chief Festus Okotaye Ebo was born in 1912 in Warri, present-day Delta State. He was Nigeria's first Minister of Finance, who was assassinated during the 1966 military coup that overthrew the First Republic. He was among the prominent political figures targeted by the coup plotters. As finance minister, he was a significant figure in the government. The coup plotters perceived corruption and mismanagement associated with the ruling elite. Major Chris Anuforo is widely reported to have been the officer who executed Festus Okotie. According to accounts, Anuforo was among the soldiers who arrived at Okotie Ebo's residence in Lagos. Despite pleading for his life and offering no resistance, Chief Festus Okotie was shot dead. Following the coup, Anuforo was arrested and imprisoned. In August 1966 counter-coup, Anuforo and other soldiers in detention such as warrant officers were tortured and killed. Number 2. Sir Ahmadu Bello. Sir Ahmadu Bello, the Sardauna of Sokoto, was born on the 12th of June 1910 in Rabba, Sokoto province. He rose from a teacher and district head to become the Premier of northern Nigeria in 1954, a position he held until his death. As leader of the Northern People's Congress, Bello consolidated political power in the region, promoted education, and founded Ahmadu Bello University in 1962. He modernized administration and infrastructure while defending Islamic traditions and northern identity. He was assassinated during the Nigeria's first military coup. His assassination was led by Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzeogu, a young army officer from the eastern region. Despite attempts to hide, Bello and his first wife, Hafsatu, were found and shot. He was a central target for the January 15, 1966 coup plotters because of his role as the most powerful political figure in northern Nigeria. Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa is the number 1 on the list. He was born in December 1912 in Tafawa Balewa, Bauchi province. A trained teacher who studied in Katsina and later at the University of London, he entered politics in the 1940s and became one of the northern representatives to the Legislative Council in Lagos. He later served as Minister of Works and Transport before rising to lead Nigeria's government. In 1957, he became Chief Minister, and on October 1, 1960, he was sworn in as the first Prime Minister of an independent Nigeria. As deputy leader of the Northern People's Congress, Balewa represented the political dominance of the North at the federal level. By 1964, the cracks of the First Republic had deepened. Rigged elections, corruption, ethnic tensions, and violent unrest in the western region threatened to pull the country apart. As Prime Minister, Balewa was accused of failing to control the crisis and became the chief symbol of a government many believed had betrayed its people. Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa was assassinated on January 15, 1966, during the country's first military coup. His death marked a significant turning point in Nigeria's history, leading to the end of the First Republic and the beginning of military rule. Balewa was assassinated allegedly by Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna, a key figure in the coup. After abducting him from his residence, Ifeajuna reportedly subjected Balewa to physical abuse and humiliation. He was then executed. His body was discovered 3 days later in a shallow grave along the Lagos-Abeokuta road by Ahmed Ibrahim Babankova, who was conducting a search in the area. His death shocked the nation. Nigeria celebrates independence every year, but her founding fathers were brutally assassinated. Which of these deaths shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments.